Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today at Mansory in Germany to take a look at one of their newest introductions, the Mansory Coastline. Now of course this is based on the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, perhaps quite overwhelming at first when you see all the modifications, but I actually really quite like this. They're only going to be making 8 of them in total. Today I'll show you around the changes to the exterior, we'll have a good look at the interior, which you might be able to see already is really pretty bright, and then we're going to hop on out for a short little drive on the roads in their brand new car that has only just been introduced. So let's take a look then today at the Mansory Coastline. When the Cullinan was introduced, it was quite literally the Rolls-Royce of SUVs. It was a luxurious, comfortable, elegant, magnificent vehicle. Mansory have now taken that and introduced their style, created the car that we're looking at here, named the Coastline. Like I said, limited to just 8 cars. This particular car, you will notice, has a new look to the exterior. New bumpers, new colours, new wheels, a completely new interior. It also has quite a loud sound to it as well, which is moderately surprising. It is painted in what they call ocean blue, the dark satin blue on the exterior with secret silver for the dual tone over the upper sections. The interior, as you can see, is a rather bright blue as well, very much the Coastline theme. In fact, wait until you see some of the details, the stitching, the finishes, and all of the touches that really connect to that theme. Now on the outside, you will see, of course, this new wider body. You have the forged carbon left exposed around the arches, for example, down towards the front lip, down at the very bottom, new running lights installed down towards the floor. The grille, check this out with the grille, which is already a gigantic thing, but on the back side of the spokes they are painted in the light blue as well, so you get that effect as you're looking around it. Coming up, the Mansory Coastline badge worn at the front, and then we have the Spirit of Ecstasy painted in the bright blue to match with the interior as well, in front of that central line on top of the forged carbon fibre, blending into the paintwork at the back. An entirely new bonnet made from carbon fibre. In fact, all of the parts around the exterior are. As we continue around, the gigantic 24-inch multi-spoke wheels, finished with the inserts painted in ocean blue. Again, that dual-tone blue theme, which you see throughout, past the Coastline badging designation on the exterior, the new side skirts it's wearing, and coming round towards the back, a big spoiler up on the top of the glass, a lip spoiler as well at the boot line, and then down towards here, the new exhaust system fitted, again surrounded by forged carbon. But let's come through, because this is what I want to show you, the interior of this car. Take a look at that. It is a lot to behold. It is very, very bright, but the way it is mixed with the dark blue piping, the dark blue section here, the carbon fibre over the steering wheel and the central console, and all of these wave-like features in the stitching and embroideries just make this, to me, really quite something. Look at this. It looks like the sea, the way they've created this with the foam inserts. Very, very special, the navy blue here, and it's not just the front as well. To open the rear section, back here, finished exactly the same, and even if we come round towards the boot of the car, they have fitted the same level of finish to the back of this as well. Look at this, of course at the moment with the plates and finishing, but the same, or actually a new wave stitching back here inside the rear, where you can see the glass, keeping it very quiet inside the rear canopy. This is just, it's a complete creation, and I love that they go out and do this, that they say let's have a go and make this car. And of course it isn't even stock when it comes to the V12 up front. Instead of the standard 571 horsepower and 850 newton meters, this is running actually 610 horsepower and 950 newton meters of torque, so plenty quick enough. But let's come through, take a step inside just for a moment, where I'm going to need to be very careful to not make a mess at all, soft close on the doors of the carpets, out here on a day where there's even some snow just lurking around as well. But inside, to take a seat in here, wow, look at all of this. Look at even how there's the waves inside the carbon, even those small details. It's truly, truly fantastic. So to bring it into life, wake the car up, you can even hear quite a lot of sound out of it, which is unusual for a Rolls-Royce. You don't normally get a sound like that out of a car like this. You do have the button here to close the door, which is always such a fun thing to do. You can grab it by the handle here, should you prefer. But here we are, inside the Mansory Coastline, which we can take now for a short little drive to see what it's like. Fortunately, it has very quickly stopped snowing and it is much warmer inside here. I've got my heated seat on, but the thing about being on board a Rolls-Royce is that it is peaceful, it is calm, and everything you touch is finished to the highest possible degree. Even moving the air conditioning vents or opening and closing them, or toggling or changing just about anything feels magnificent. The only thing that is different about this car is that if we open up the door and take a listen to this quickly, you can actually hear the V12, which is moderately unusual. Anyway, we can close that again, press the button, best way to do it in a Rolls-Royce, get belted up, because I can take this for a short drive, and when I say short, it will be literally that. The car has 6 kilometers on the odo, so a big thanks to Mansory for the opportunity to experience it slightly. I have driven the Rolls-Royce Cullinan before, but a few differences about this car. Obviously a little bit more power, 39 horsepower more, it's also riding lower, and it has those gigantic 24-inch wheels. We've got the geolocating gearbox, which means that the car knows exactly where you are and it drops a gear before you go around a corner because it knows what's coming, which is all very, very clever. Use the stalk to pop it into gear. We will head on out then, go for a drive. You always want to drive a Rolls-Royce gently and delicately. I'm very aware of how bright this is and looking out over the Spirit of Ecstasy at the front too. Okay, gentle cruise, got to work out, put on the lights are on, there we go, auto lights. Make sure everything's set, and oh, I'm feeling the heat from the seat heater behind me. I love the feel of this. You're aware it's a big old car, and you're sitting very high up as well. But it just cruises. I mean, I'm just pulling out onto the road. Oh, what a feeling. There's nothing else like it. Literally the Rolls-Royce of SUVs. Yeah, that is exactly what this is from the off. So, I mean, it's things like, instead of having a rev counter, you've got a power reserve chart in front of you. That's the nature of driving this. It just floats along the road. It is so smooth and comfortable. I was worried it would be much firmer. I do think it is firmer than the standard Cullinan. But even this, as we go over just small bumps, you don't really feel them. It just glides effortlessly down the tarmac. The only thing that would have been a little bit nicer is if it was a little bit clearer today, but we've got the wipers on auto as well, and we can just cruise along, I guess blissfully unaware of what's going on outside me. What's it letting me know? That it's very cold, that it's 3 degrees outside. Thank you, car, for informing me. Just cruising though, even when you do get on the power, the speed builds up effortlessly, and I guess because of the weight and the momentum of the car, it cruises down. It's unlike anything else. This literally is an SUV that drives as you think a Rolls-Royce drives. How the Phantom and the Ghost drive and those kind of cars, but in a different platform, in a much higher car, in a car with, I guess, a different ethos, more use it yourself, less being chauffeur driven. This is really cool. I actually love it. I actually really like it. I know it's brash and in your face, and I know it's aggressive from the outside, which isn't necessarily the character of the car, and I know the inside colouring is really out there, but this to me makes for a very cool thing. And then just back on the power. And you hear a little bit of the sound, which is the unusual thing, because in the normal car you don't really hear very much of it. Yeah, the suspension and handling holds quite well. You've got quite a thin steering wheel, and you want to hold it delicately between your thumb and your index finger. It's just the way you want to drive a Rolls-Royce. Quietly, making no noise on the steering wheel whatsoever. I'm quite enjoying this. One day I need a Rolls-Royce in my life, and I would love it to be something like this, that's for sure. Yeah, this is nice. It feels a bit like just being in a peaceful boat out on a still lake, somewhere like Lake Garda, Lake Como, gently sailing through, and of course that is the idea, the coastline. And then you put your foot down. It can go, believe me, it can move. The car can do the 0 to 100 km/h sprint in 5 seconds and go to a top speed of 280 km/h. That is pretty quick for a beast of this kind of scale and size. I feel like you could do a very long, comfortable drive in this thing. As well as daily driving it, it's practical, it's usable. We had a brief glimpse at the boot, at the luggage space in the rear. Yeah, this is growing on me very quickly. I'm enjoying this driving experience. It drives better than you would think it does. And it looks really cool, and it adds those exclusive touches, which is what I love about what Mansory do. It's not to everyone's taste. I've said this a few times, but if you like it, you can do what you want. You can completely customize the car. Your own kind of weave in the carbon, your own colors, your own everything, absolutely everything. This is just a kind of silent driving experience. One day, I need a Rolls-Royce in my life. There is no question about this. One day, that has to happen. This car is just effortless in the way it goes about everything. 950 Newton meters of torque, the automatic gearbox. You have no idea that it's there or doing anything in the background. It just wafts along. It just sails along exactly as it says on the tin, and it does it brilliantly. Well, I'm going to head back to base. It was just a short little drive, like I said. We'll get this car back home, have a quick look at some more of the details as well about it. There's plenty more to see in here, believe me. It's quickly getting dark, but sitting inside here is just really and truly a wonderful place. The serenity of it all, and check out also the headliner, the coastal type illumination on the headliner. We'll go and have a look at that in more detail, but just everything in here, the fit and finish and everything that you touch and interact with, and actually with the lights from outside, you can see the waves in the carbon fibre there. How nice is that? Also the illumination of the Mansory logo over on the passenger side. But whether it's turning on the air conditioning, adjusting the temperature, all of these toggles are all just the finest of qualities. You've got your heated seats, heated steering wheel as well. You can close the flap down for the central screen should you prefer. You've got all the storage compartments back here too. All just very, very nice to the touch. I'm just going to turn the car off because we're super low on fuel at the moment. But in front of us, obviously, you have the power reserve chart, kind of these analog looking displays, but it is a digital dashboard with the analog surrounds, the speedometer in the middle, your fuel and your temperatures, a very, very bright light, it has to be said, up there on the roof too. I'm going to step out because I want to have a look at the back. We've got the Mansory Puddle Lights. Now I often get this wrong, but you can close the door with a swipe. There we go, and the door will close itself. Gravity just slightly against us at the moment, so I'll give it the final touch to soft close it there. But coming back here, look at this. How awesome is that? The wave-like patterns again up in the roof with the blue and green and turquoise and teal illuminations and LEDs. Very, very nice back there. Again here, all the same finish that you find up front, whether it's the floor mats, the doors, all really, really nice. The Mansory logo back here. It's just a through load system. Oh, we've got the fridge. We've got a fridge with some glasses. Again, very, very nice. This is really, really cool. Oh, give that a firm close. What a lovely, lovely thing this car really is. Bit blown away by it. The Mansory Coastline, based on the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Now, like I said, it is rather cold out here. It's currently, I think, about 2 degrees, it said on the dashboard. But that's been quite an exciting car to enjoy the experience of, so I hope you've enjoyed coming along for it as well. A big thanks again to Mansory for the opportunity to take a look at their Cullinan, a car that would have been presented at the Geneva Motor Show, although sadly it was cancelled this time out. That though, yeah, what a car. So thank you very much for watching again, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Cheers!